So, Riza, now they understand why it's so important to get positioned in this digital currency, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin market. Let's go ahead and show them exactly how simple it is to get a digital wallet that we talked about a little bit earlier. So, I'm going to use one of the easier accounts to be able to get created. It's a company called Coinbase, and they're very well known and they've got a pretty good presence in the market. So, let's go out to coinbase.com. It's as simple as coming over here to get started. We're going to do the first name and last name. Now I'm going to create an account for P-Trade just as an example. So I'm going to use all of my information. And let's see, P-Trade Global at gmail.com. We'll do a password. And I would recommend that when you do the password, it's something that's not a password you use for all of your other accounts, because we got some security issues here. We want to protect your digital wallets. So create a password specifically for your digital wallets, and one that's simple for you to remember but difficult to guess. So don't use birth dates or kids' names or anything like that. So I'm going to create a complex password here. All right. And the system will automatically know where you're signing in from. Create, check that you're over the age of 18 and click on create account. That's just a password saving software that I have. Now, the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to verify our email. So Coinbase will send an email to the email address that you have in order for them to be able to know for a fact that this is you. And as you can see here, here is the verification email address. And all I'm simply going to do is click on verify my email address. Now, the next thing is we have something called two-step verification, simply meaning I did step one. I had you send something to my email address. Now, step two is they want to send something to your cell phone. And it's going to be a verification code that they're going to send to your cell phone. So all you have to simply do is enter your cell phone number into that area. So I entered my cell number, and the code that they sent me, I'm simply going to push or type into here. And once I put the code in, it's going to ask me to submit. And that's it. We're now verified. So we did our email verification and we did our two-factor phone authentication. Now it's just simply a question of entering in all of our accurate information. Now, because you're dealing with the financial markets, and just like you would set up a regular banking account or a mutual fund, or for those of you who have IRAs, anytime you're dealing with a financial market now, you have to do what's called KYC, or Know Your Customer. And this is just the financial institution's way of being able to verify that you are who you say you are and that the account is going to be your account. So because of anti-money laws and because of the terrorist laws, now the financial institutions have to prove that they know where the money is coming from and where the money is going. So I'm going to fill out this section and then we'll move on to the next step. So now that I have all of my personal information entered, I entered what the purpose of me using Coinbase was for. Now it takes me into the my actual account. So you notice there's a couple of things that we're going to have to do first. So we had to verify our account, which was confirming our email and phone, which we already did. Now we're going to have to add a method in which we're going to fund our Coinbase account, meaning when we go to buy crypto, what source of crypto is Coinbase going to use in order to fund our crypto purchase. So we're going to either add a bank account, a card, or a wire transfer. So the next thing we want to do is inside this little circle here, just click that. You'll get this pop-up box. It's asking you, do you want to use your bank account? Do you want to use your debit card? Or do you want to use your wire transfer? And it's up to you. I would not use wire transfer because of the additional expenses and because it takes a while for it to go. I would either use my bank account or my debit card. So if you want to use your debit card, it's a lot faster. It'll be instant buys and instant sells. It'll fund it instantly. Your bank account takes a couple of days for you to transfer the funds to. So let's go ahead for now, because we want to be quick in this. We're going to use our debit card. And then it's going to ask us for all the debit card information that we can link it to. So I'm going to enter mine in and I'll be right back. Okay, so I added the billing address for my card. So if you have a different billing address than your residential address, make sure you put in the address that you use for the billing address on your card. The next thing is we're going to actually enter all of our card information in. I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I've entered my card information, it's going to ask me to go in and check to see two pending holds that Coinbase has placed on the account. So since this is my debit card and I have it tied to my checking account for business, I'm going to go check that. And what I'm going to see is two amounts of $1 and some change, $1 and some change. And these are just holds. So after they do the actual verification, those holds will be released. So you won't actually be charged this. So now I'm going to go log into my bank. I'm going to check these two deposits. I'm going to enter that and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm logged into my online banking. As you can see here, these two most recent positions, this was from when I tried to do another training video before, but these two most pending transactions, you'll see they come from Coinbase in San Francisco. And here's the amounts that we're looking for. So if you notice here, they already have the dollar. So all we're going to need to do is we're going to need to pull the 26 cents and we're going to need to pull the 81 cents. So I'm going to go here and do $1.26. And what was the other one? $1.81. $1.81. I'm going to do $1.81 and I'm going to say verify my card. So now that I entered those two amounts in successfully, now you can see that my credit card was successfully approved. So now, one of the things that, and we can reload this. So now we have two steps out the way. We have our verify our account done, and we have our add our payment method. Now the next step is we want to go buy crypto. Now in order to do that, we're going to have to go through a process called KYC, or know your customer, and it's a very simple process, and Coinbase makes it very smooth. Let's go. So now let's click on buy crypto. So here's our KYC. So we're going to have to verify this account. And you can see that what they're asking us for is our ID and a photo verification. So this is going to be two steps. The first one is to use your camera to scan a copy of either your driver's license or your passport or some type of state-issued government ID if you're not in the United States. So we're going to do that. We're going to submit our ID. So I'm going to do that. My ID type is my driver's license. And you can see here that I can either do a file upload or I can do a webcam. I'm going to use the webcam. Now I have copies of things scanned and I can upload them from the computer. But I'm going to show you how simple this is. You can literally do this on the fly from your cell phone. So we're going to say webcam. Now my webcam is enabled. And when I'm ready to do the front part of my license, or in this case my passport, I'm going to click this button down here that says I'm ready. And I'm going to try to get this into as much of the screen with as little glare as possible. And we're going to take a photo. And notice it's asking me to stand still. Okay. So once I have that photo, then I'm going to say next. Now it's going to need a copy of the back of my driver's license. And since I chose driver's license and I'm using the passport, it's not going to work, but I want to show you the process. So I'm going to take a picture of it again. And you see the countdown timer. Okay. And I'm going to say next. Now, the next thing that it wants me to do is it wants me to take a selfie of myself. So when you're ready for your selfie, you're going to click on I'm ready. You're going to see the same photo pop back up again. So let's go ahead and do I'm ready. Let's take a selfie. Hold still. And there we go. Now, you'll notice that it's going through this verification process. It's going to be verifying the ID. And when that verification is complete, you'll notice that it'll move on. It'll take you to the next step where you can actually purchase some crypto. So I know this verification is going to fail, so we're going to go out there, and then I'm going to log into one of my actual older Coinbase accounts. So Reza, the next step is after their ID is verified, their account rather will be ready to actually fund. So I went ahead and I added $300 already to this from the debit card. The next thing that we're going to do, now that I have a cash balance of $300, I can actually go here to trade. Trade is where we're either going to buy or sell our crypto. And we've got an amazing class that's taught by David Bravo inside the Academy that will show them exactly how to trade crypto so they can make money off of it. Most people, when they watch the news and they watch Bitcoin and the doomsday people are talking about how much it's lost in a day, What we've been able to do is show you how to make money when that happens. And this is what folks all across the world are doing, making millions and millions of dollars. When Bitcoin price falls and when it rises and when it falls, you're going to learn how to take advantage of that so that you can actually generate income. So we're going to go to trade, and I want to buy. So I'm going to click on the buy. If I would go to sell, I would click on the sell tab. So I'm going to buy. I'm going to do a one-time purchase, and I want to buy Bitcoin. Now down here, what I want to do is I can either use my bank account, I can use my credit card, or in this case, I have cash in my cash account. So I'm going to use my cash account. But you can see how you can add a bank account and you can add a checking or a debit card and use that to actually purchase your funds. Okay. So next we're going to go here. We're going to buy Bitcoin. Oops. So let's do, let's see if we're going to sign up for the student package. Let's go ahead and do $100. All right. $100 one-time purchase. I'm going to click on buy preview. It's going to tell me what Coinbase's fee is in addition to what the amount of I'm going to receive. And it'll tell me up here how much Bitcoin I'm actually going to receive. So we're going to go ahead and buy it. And there we go. I have successfully now purchased Bitcoin. So I can either view my transaction, which will give me all the information that I need to know about it, the value when I bought it, what I paid with. Okay. So after I made my purchase, I can come down here and I can see all the different type of cryptocurrencies I can buy. Here is my Bitcoin, and I'm going to click on that, and this shows you what my Bitcoin balance is. So my wallet balance here is this equivalent of Bitcoin, and here's my cash amount. So now I can use this to go purchase anything I want. In the next step, you guys will see how you can actually, now that you have a digital wallet, you can learn how to maximize this, how you can actually learn how to trade and actually make money off of those rises and falls. So Rizza, that's the simple process in being able to create a digital wallet.